Gen Z, comprising individuals born roughly between 1997 and 2012, is often portrayed as the most socially conscious, digitally savvy, and mentally aware generation. However, one of the more perplexing trends emerging within this cohort is a marked hesitancy or outright avoidance of traditional life milestones, such as marriage and starting a family. Why is this happening? Is this reluctance rooted in individual psychology, or are broader societal changes at play? This article will explore these questions in depth, delving into the psychological, social, and cultural influences that shape Gen Z's views on marriage and family. Sociocultural changes that shape Gen Z's attitudes toward marriage and family. In the past, marriage was seen as an essential life milestone. Social structures were built around it, and it was often portrayed as the ultimate goal for personal and social fulfillment. However, this view has significantly changed for Gen Z, who grew up witnessing fluctuating marriage trends, rising divorce rates, and an increase in alternative family structures. For many members of Gen Z, marriage no longer holds the same allure or symbolic weight as it did for previous generations. Factors such as the rise of individualism, shifting gender roles, and the growing acceptability of cohabitation without marriage have all contributed to this shift. Additionally, the advent of legal rights for same-sex marriages has redefined the institution, making it more inclusive but also more complex in its social meaning. Another key difference in Gen Z's approach to relationships is the pervasive role of social media. Platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok not only shape how Gen Z communicates but also how they view relationships and marriage. These platforms, which emphasize curated perfection, can create unrealistic expectations about romance and partnerships. The constant comparison to others' seemingly perfect lives leads many to doubt their own relationships or feel unworthy of long-term commitment. Moreover, dating apps have revolutionized the way Gen Z approaches dating and relationships. While these apps provide more options, they also contribute to a paradox of choice where too many options lead to indecision. This feeds into the fear of missing out FOMO, as many Gen Z individuals are reluctant to settle down, always wondering if someone better is just a swipe away. Perhaps one of the most significant contributors to Gen Z's hesitation toward marriage and family is economic instability. Unlike previous generations, Gen Z has come of age in an era marked by financial precarity, skyrocketing student debt, a competitive job market, and the gig economy. According to a 2021 survey, 70% of Gen Z participants cited financial stability as a primary concern when considering marriage and starting a family. Many members of this generation are keenly aware of the financial burdens of starting a family. The costs of education, healthcare, and housing have surged over the years, making the idea of raising children seem daunting or even unfeasible for some. Additionally, the rising cost of weddings, a cultural expectation in many societies, has made the idea of marriage less attractive. Many young people feel they cannot afford the traditional trappings of marriage or family life, which leads them to delay or avoid these milestones altogether. Psychological factors contributing to Gen Z's reluctance toward marriage and family. One of the defining characteristics of Gen Z is their awareness of mental health issues. This generation has championed discussions about mental wellness, therapy, and self-care. While this is largely a positive development, it has also contributed to a focus on individual well-being and self-improvement over traditional societal roles like marriage and parenthood. For many members of Gen Z, marriage and family may seem like potential sources of stress, conflict, or emotional strain. They have witnessed their parents or older siblings struggles with divorce, infidelity, and the emotional toll of raising children, and this has left many wary of committing to long-term relationships. Additionally, the increasing awareness of mental health challenges has led many to prioritize personal happiness and emotional stability over external expectations. Another psychological factor influencing Gen Z's reluctance to marry or start a family is the concept of adulting anxiety. This term refers to the overwhelming feeling of inadequacy or stress when faced with adult responsibilities such as managing finances, sustaining a long-term relationship, or parenting. The rapid acceleration of technology, globalization, and societal expectations has placed enormous pressure on young people to figure it all out, leading to high levels of anxiety. This anxiety manifests in a reluctance to take on responsibilities traditionally associated with adulthood, such as marriage and parenthood. Many Gen Z individuals feel unprepared or ill-equipped to handle these responsibilities, which can lead to avoidance or delay in pursuing them. The influence of gender roles and feminism on marriage and family dynamics. One of the significant changes affecting Gen Z's views on marriage and family is the evolving nature of gender roles. Traditional gender expectations, where men were the primary breadwinners and women were the caretakers, have significantly shifted. Many members of Gen Z prioritize egalitarian relationships, where both partners share responsibilities equally. This evolution in gender roles is partly a result of the feminist movement, which has encouraged young women to pursue careers in independence and men to embrace emotional vulnerability and domestic roles. However, this change has also introduced new complexities into relationships. Many Gen Z individuals struggle to reconcile these evolving roles with their own aspirations and expectations. Women, in particular, are more likely to prioritize their careers, financial independence, and personal growth before considering marriage or parenthood. Meanwhile, men face a different set of pressures, including the need to balance traditional masculinity with modern expectations of emotional openness and equality. Third wave and fourth wave feminism have had a significant impact on Gen Z's perspective on relationships, marriage, and family. These movements have championed ideas such as sexual liberation, bodily autonomy, and gender equality, encouraging young people to break free from traditional norms and expectations. While this has empowered many members of Gen Z, it has also complicated their views on marriage and family. For instance, third-wave feminism's emphasis on personal freedom and independence has led many young women to delay marriage and childbearing in favor of education, career advancement, and self-discovery. Fourth-wave feminism, with its focus on intersectionality and challenging systemic inequality, has made marriage seem, to some, like an outdated institution rooted in patriarchal norms. Many members of Gen Z see marriage as a system that has historically oppressed women, which contributes to their reluctance to engage in the institution. Technological influence on relationships and family planning. As mentioned earlier, dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge have revolutionized the dating landscape for Gen Z. While these apps have made it easier to meet potential partners, they have also contributed to a culture of instant gratification and short-term relationships. With so many options at their fingertips, many young people find it difficult to commit to one person for the long term. The rise of dating apps has also led to the phenomenon of ghosting, suddenly cutting off communication with someone, and other forms of casual dating that emphasize convenience over commitment. This culture of fleeting connections makes the prospect of a long-term, committed relationship, let alone marriage, seem daunting or undesirable. Technology has also transformed the way Gen Z approaches family planning. The availability of contraception, fertility treatments, and even discussions around reproductive rights has empowered young people to take control of their reproductive health in ways that previous generations could not. For many, this means delaying or even opting out of parenthood altogether. In addition, social media and the internet provide Gen Z with more information than ever before about the challenges of raising children, such as the emotional and financial toll. This awareness can create a sense of fear or apprehension around parenthood, further contributing to the delay in starting families. Possible solutions and the future of marriage and family for Gen Z. One potential solution to Gen Z's reluctance to marry or start a family is to redefine what these institutions mean in a modern context. As societal norms continue to evolve, marriage and family no longer need to adhere to traditional definitions. Instead, they can be flexible, inclusive, and tailored to the needs and desires of individuals. For example, some members of Gen Z may choose to engage in long-term cohabitation without marriage, or to raise children in non-traditional family structures. Others may opt for open relationships or polyamory, challenging the notion of monogamy as the default relationship model. By embracing these alternative forms of relationships and family, Gen Z can find ways to experience the benefits of commitment and connection without feeling constrained by outdated societal expectations. Addressing the economic and mental health challenges that contribute to Gen Z's reluctance toward marriage and family is crucial for reversing this trend. Policies that support affordable housing, healthcare, education, and childcare could alleviate some of the financial burdens that deter young people from starting families. Additionally, providing access to mental health resources and promoting work-life balance could help reduce the anxiety and stress associated with adult responsibilities. Employers and governments alike can play a role in creating supportive environments that allow young people to pursue both personal and professional fulfillment without sacrificing one for the other. By addressing these systemic issues, society can create a more favorable climate for Gen Z to feel confident in their ability to commit to marriage and family. Another key factor in supporting Gen Z's ability to commit to marriage and family is promoting education around healthy relationships and effective communication. Many members of Gen Z have grown up in environments where they witness broken or dysfunctional relationships, leading to a fear of commitment. providing education and resources on conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, and relationship dynamics can help young people feel more prepared to engage in long-term partnerships. Conclusion. The reluctance of Generation Z to engage in traditional life milestones like marriage and starting a family is the result of a complex interplay of psychological, sociocultural, economic, and technological factors. While this trend reflects the evolving values and priorities of modern society, it also highlights the unique challenges faced by today's youth. From the pressures of financial instability and adulting anxiety to the impact of changing gender roles and the rise of individualism, Gen Z is navigating a world vastly different from that of previous generations. As we look to the future, it's clear that marriage and family will continue to evolve alongside societal norms. For Gen Z, the key to embracing these institutions may lie in redefining them in ways that reflect their values of equality, individuality, and mental well-being. Whether through alternative relationship models, greater economic and emotional support, or the promotion of healthy communication, Gen Z has the potential to shape a new paradigm for relationships and family life. By addressing the underlying factors that contribute to their reluctance, we can create a world in which marriage and family are not seen as burdens but as fulfilling and sustainable aspects of a well-rounded life.